You want to support Roland Martin Unfiltered? Be sure to join our Bring the Funk fan club. Every dollar that you give to us supports our daily digital show. There's only one daily digital show out here that keeps it black and keep it real as Roland Martin Unfiltered. Support the Roland Martin Unfiltered daily digital show by going to RolandMartinUnfiltered.com. Our goal is to get 20,000 of our fans contributing $50 each for the whole year. You can make this possible. RolandMartinUnfiltered.com. All right, y'all. Big day tomorrow in Mississippi as voters go to the polls for the runoff between Republican Senator Cindy Hyde-Smith and her challenger, Secretary of Agriculture, the former Secretary, Mike Espy. It has been, of course, a long slog since November 6th when the two were the top two vote getters in Mississippi. They are trying to, of course, fill the vacant seat from Thad Cochran. He retired due to health reasons, and the governor appointed Cindy Hyde-Smith to the position. But, man, she's had a difficult time. Right now, she's at a campaign rally with the Orange One in Mississippi. Guys, you can take some of that live if you want to. And so, again, Trump right now is speaking. You know, no idea what he's talking about, but who cares? Y'all can come back to me. But the bottom line is, of course, he's down there lying as usual. So what is happening, folks, is this here. If Espy is able to win, he becomes the first African-American since Reconstruction to represent Mississippi in the United States Senate. But you have Cindy Hyde-Smith, of course, in a very conservative state. She's appealing to as many rabid Confederates as possible. And so this is a woman who has made a comment talking about she would more than welcome to be sitting on the front row at a public hanging along with a guy who endorsed her for the position. She also posed with a Confederate hat and a musket saying, quote, Mississippi history at its best. Yeah, not for black people. She also joked about voter suppression at liberal colleges. This is also the same woman who went to a segregation academy as a child and sent her own daughter to the nearly all-white private school. And those schools, of course, were created so white folks would not have to send their kids to public schools with black people. She also sponsored legislation to name a section of the highway after Jefferson Davis, of course, the greatest traitor in American history, the guy who was the president of the Confederacy and somebody who Mississippi is just really loves. She also pushed a resolution praising Confederate soldiers' effort to, quote, defend his homeland. Really. And she was a Democrat until the first black president came along, and she quickly said, oh, no, I'm now a Republican. And so here's the deal, folks. She also refuses to answer questions about this.
Thank you, guys.
Senator, could I ask you, why not speak to us about the issue of race here? It's an issue on voters' minds. Why not speak about the issue of race?
People are really interested in the issue.
And there's a lot of people that we've talked to across this state that are concerned about your remarks and what you were apologizing for. Senator, why not speak to this issue? Your comments offended a great number of people, Senator. No, you haven't. I'm wondering, though, what is it that you were apologizing for?
Senator, how does Mississippi move forward from this to Brookhaven Academy and Central Public Schools?
Senator, you stood inside of Jefferson Davis's house, and you said that this is Mississippi history at its best. Senator, what did you mean by that? Standing inside of Jefferson Davis's house and saying that Mississippi has... Senator, this is a third of your electorate is African American.
Thank
But Senator,
y'all
you're
for
running to
being
be the
here.
U.S. Senator of the United States Senate.
So here's the deal, of course. Cindy Hyde-Smith, she's been running from the media for the past several weeks. Republicans are so worried they have sent 100 paid Republican staffers on the ground to help her out. She has not done any media since then. Even last week's debate, she ran out of the debate when it was over. She sent the other U.S. Senator from Mississippi to answer media questions because she said her husband was at a prayer event and she really needed to go see him. Okay, this is a woman, y'all, who is the current United States Senator who refuses to answer any questions. In fact, yesterday at a campaign event, she ran out the back door before the media could catch her. Then, of course, her bus broke down on the side of the highway while they were going to another campaign event. Talk about crazy. She's also catching lots of flack because corporations who have been donating to her campaign, they have been caught in a major kerfuffle. And as a result, they're pulling their money. Here are all the corporations that have pulled their money from her. Walmart, Pfizer, Aetna, Amgen, Boston Scientific, Leidos, AT&T, Union Pacific. But Major League Baseball is a new one. Ernst & Young also pulled their money. Major League Baseball, their PAC gave the money on Saturday. Well, guess what? They caught loads of hell from social media within 12 hours. They said, can we get our money back, please? Now, I don't know what the hell the lobbyist was doing, why he wasn't paying attention over the last week, because everybody else was pulling their money as a result of her public hanging comment. Now, Mike Espy, He has been focused on the issues, traveling all across the state to deal with what's going on. And he, of course, in his closing ad, talks about the business angle as it relates to her comments, how it impacts Mississippi.
How embarrassing is Cindy Hyde-Smith? Walmart said Hyde-Smith's recent comments clearly do not reflect the values of our company. Now AT&T, Union Pacific, and other Fortune 500 companies, company after company, has rejected her divisive words. We've worked hard to overcome the stereotypes that hurt our economy and cost us jobs. Her words should not reflect Mississippi's values either. Cindy Hyde-Smith, so embarrassing, she'd be a disaster for Mississippi.
I'm Mike Espy, and I approve this message.
All right, folks. Now, Megan Malone, one of the founders of Republican Women for Progress, Never Trumpers, who recruit female GOP candidates. Whoa, this is what she said about Cindy Hyde-Smith. Words matter, and Hyde-Smith showed she's unfit to represent Mississippi in the Senate. I'm not saying you have to vote for Mike Espy, but I am saying that if you love our state and want to see it represented as best as it can, you should not vote for Cindy Hyde-Smith. Wow. That's quite interesting. Guys, do me a favor. This morning, of course, I caught up with Mike Espy on the Tom Joyner Morning Show. Let's see if we can take some of that right now.
To vote absentee by Saturday, but of course the election is tomorrow all across Mississippi. Our guest is Secretary Mike Espy. He joins us right now. Doc, how you doing?
Hey, Roland. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing good, First of all, before we get to, of course, you crisscrossing the state, more bad news for your opponent, whatchamacallit, Cindy Hyde-Smith. More companies are pulling money from her. The latest Major League Baseball, their political action committee, donated $5,000 to her campaign. But once that word went out across social media, folks were blowing them up, and then they rescinded that yesterday, saying, please send our money back. And you also had several other companies that also did not agree with her public hanging comment.
That's right.
And she has been running away from everybody, will not talk to any media, ran out the back door of an event yesterday. Then her bus broke down as she was traveling across. It's like you got her scared. You got Cindy Hyde-Smith shook.
On the run.
And man, they have sent 100 paid Republican staffers from Washington to come down here to salvage that campaign. We were yesterday in the same city. I had a rally. I had a press conference after my rally. Her rally was closed, and she left after the rally. You couldn't have two different scenarios.